Hello students. In the previous class we have studied the silicon control rectifier, diac. Uh, Now in this class we are going to study the another important power semiconductor device in the thyristor family, that is triac. The name triac means tri, three terminal. AC indicates bidirectional. So it is a three terminal bidirectional conducting device. Three terminal bidirectional power semiconductor device. So it is bidirectional, means it can conduct both the directions. Means it can work for positive and negative voltages applied to the either of the terminals. Coming to the differences when comparing with the triac and SCR, the only major difference between SCR and triac is the SCR and the triac. SCR is a unidirectional conducting device, whereas a triac is a bidirectional conducting device, except that the operation is almost same. The construction, slight different deviations in the construction. That is the triac, since it allows the current in the two directions. So triac is nothing but two SCRs connected in anti-parallel direction. That is, one SCR will conduct the current in one direction, and the other SCR will allow the current in the opposite direction, so that it can able to conduct the current in the two directions. So triac can nothing but an SCR, two SCRs connected anti-parallel direction with a common gate. So when comparing the triac with the diac, the diac and the triac both are bidirectional conducting power semiconductor devices, but in the diac we don't have a gate. So the advantage of triac comparing with the diac, in the diac the breakover will happen at a fixed voltage, means it can turn on at particular voltage. Diac is will turn on this diac at particular voltage. Below or above that particular voltage it is not possible, whereas in triac we have a gate control, so that the triac can be turned on at any voltage below and above the breakover voltage. But in the case of diac, it can turn on only at the breakover voltage. So we have to wait until the applied voltage reaches the breakover voltage, then only the diac will start conducting the current. But in the triac, the breakover voltage, we can adjust the breakover voltage, that is turn on we can the voltage, we can make the triac into conduction below the breakdown by applying the gate triggering pulse. So that is the advantage of using triac. So we have a complete control over the conduction of the triac. So coming to the construction, the triac is a three terminal bidirectional conducting device. The three terminals of triac are triac, since let us see the first the symbol of the triac. So the symbol of the triac is similar to the diac, with some extra terminal gate terminal. So this is the schematic of the triac. Here the two SCRs connected. This is SCR1, and another SCR2. So this allows the current from top to bottom, bottom to top, and this will allow the current from top to bottom. So this nothing but two SCRs connected in anti-parallel with this is the common gate. This is the common gate. Okay. So coming to the construction, the triac has three terminals, empty1, empty2 and gate. If empty1 is forward biased with respect to empty2, the applied voltage reaches the breakover voltage, then the triac will allow the current when there is no gate voltage, when the gate is open and empty1 is made positive with respect to empty2 and the gate is open. So and the applied voltage between empty1 and empty2 reaches above the breakover voltage, then the triac will allow the current to flow from empty1 to empty2. This is called as forward operation. On the other hand, if empty2 is made more positive with respect to empty1 with the gate open, the triac will conduct the current only when the applied voltage reaches more than the breakover voltage, then it allows the current from empty2 to empty1. So like this, the SCR will conduct in the two directions, from top to bottom and bottom to top. So that is empty2 to empty1 or empty1 to empty2. Empty2 to empty1 when empty2 voltage is more than empty1, and empty1 to empty2 when empty1 voltage is more than empty2. So this is the operation of the triac when with no gate voltage. So we can make the SCR into conduction with the gate voltage also. So let us see the operation now with this gate voltage, and also the voltage is applied between the empty1 and empty2. So the bidirectional conductivity we can also achieve with the help of gate triggering also. So since the here once again coming to the construction, with a small construction, empty1 and empty2 and gate are connected to the layers such that empty1 see here, empty1 is connected to the terminal empty construction. In the construction, empty1 is connected to the layers N2 and P2. So this is the connection empty1. It is connected to layer P2 and N2, and the terminal empty2 is connected to the layer M3 and the layer P1. Similarly, the gate terminal is connected to the layer P2 and the N4. So because of this connection of the terminals with the two layers, all the three terminals are connected to the two layers, so it allows four different modes of operation. So here we can operate the triac with the two voltages simultaneously, two biasing voltages simultaneously. One voltage is connected between the empty2 and empty1, and another gate supply is connected between the gate and the empty1. So with this since we have three terminals and two voltages, so we can bias the triac in four different ways. Let us see the different modes of operation of a triac. The first mode of operation, mode of operation. In the first mode of operation, MT2 is positive, MT2 is positive with respect to MT1, and the gate is made positive with respect to MT1. See the figure, mode 1 of operation. Mode 2, in the mode 1, MT2 terminal is made positive with respect to MT1, and the gate is positive with respect to MT1. Mode 2, in the mode 2, MT2 is kept at the same positive potential, made positive with respect to MT1. There is no change between MT2 and MT1 polarity when comparing the mode 1 and mode 2, but there is a change in polarity of gate voltage between mode 1 and mode 2. In the mode 1, gate voltage is positive, in the mode 2, gate voltage is negative. So that is the only change between the mode 1 and 2. Coming to the mode 3. So in the mode 3 and mode 4, polarity gets reversed. Comparing with the MT2, polarity is reversed. That is, MT2 is now made negative with respect to MT1. So MT2 is negative with respect to MT1, and the gate is positive with respect to MT1. That is the mode 3 of operation. In the mode 4, again MT2 is negative with respect to MT1, but the gate is negative. So in the mode 3 and mode 4, go in the two mode, third and fourth mode, the MT2 is made negative with respect to MT1. In the mode 3, gate is positive, but in the mode 4, gate is negative. That is the how we connect the voltages, two voltages, gate voltage and the voltage connected between the terminal 1 and 2 will allow the triac in 4 different ways of operation. That is, these are the 4 modes of operation of a triac. Let us see one by one how in these modes the triac going to be how the triac is going to be conducting in the 4 different modes. There is the mode 1. In the mode 1, the definition of mode 1, that is MT2 is positive with respect to MT1, and the gate is made positive with respect to MT1. So what happens? See when here gate is positive with respect to MT1. So here MT1 is connected to a negative terminal. MT1 is connected to the negative terminal. MT1 is connected to negative terminal. So the N2 layer is more negative, will become more negative. So there is a force on the electrons present in the N2 layer. So this negative supply, gate supply, will force the electrons present in the N2 layer so that the electrons present in the N2 layer will injected into the P2 layer, will be injected into the P2 layer. Electrons are injected from N2 to P2 because of the application of this gate supply voltage. So when the electrons are moving from N2 to P2, the gate current will flow from P2 to N2. That is the opposite of electron current. So as we increasing the supply voltage, gate voltage slightly, when we are increasing gate voltage further, more and more electrons will injected into the P2 layer, and these injected electrons will now attracted towards this junction J2. See, so here we have 3 junctions that are formed in the triac. So let us see the biasing condition before going to the operation. Let us see the biasing condition with these 2 voltages, with the 2 voltages. See here the the junction, three junctions. What are the three junctions that are formed in the triac are, the first junction is formed between N to N P2. This is the junction. This is the first junction that is formed between the J1. That is the J1 that is formed between the N2 and P2. And here that is the junction J2. That is J2 is formed between the N1 and P2. N1 and P2. And the third junction that is formed between the N1 and P1. This is a J3, junction J3. See, now with the application of the two voltages, this voltage and the gate voltage, so let us see. Let us first consider only the voltage, this voltage. Because of the application of voltage between MT2 and MT1, junction initially positive supply is connected to, since positive supply is connected to MT2 and the negative supply is connected to MT1. See, here the junction J1 is forward biased, J2 is reverse biased, and that is J3 is again forward bias. So this is the only reverse biased junction J2, which is not allowing the current to flow through the track initially. So when we are applying this gate voltage, the electrons are injected from N2 to P2. These injected electrons will reach the reverse biased junction and enters into the N1 layer. From the N1, since the N1 layer is since already here in the junction J1 is already forward biased, and the electrons will reach the N1 region, will attracted towards the P layer, because we have a positive supply that is connected to the P1 layer. So all the electrons will move freely from J2 to J3. Okay, so that the electrons will move from MT1 to MT2. So the current will flow from MT2 to MT1. So P1. So the current will flow from P1, N1, P2, N2. So the current electrons, since electrons are moving from bottom to top, and the gate current will flow from top to bottom, that is P1, N1, P2, N2. So this is the mode 1 of operation. Coming to the mode 2 of operation. In the mode 2 of operation, again MT2 is made positive with respect to MT1, but gate is made negative with respect to MT1. So only the difference between mode 1 and mode 2 is gate is negative. Now the gate is negative. Let us see the figure. Gate is negative. So the biasing condition will be the same. So here, because the gate voltage is not going to affect the biasing conditions of the junction J1, J2, J3, but biasing depends only on the voltage that is applied between the terminals MT2 and MT1. That is, the junction J1 is forward biased, because there is no change in the biasing voltages connected to the MT2 and MT1. So there is no change in the biasing condition in the mode 1 and mode 2. That is, in the mode 1, the junction J1 is forward biased, J2 is reverse biased, and J3 is forward biased. So that is the middle. In the middle, we have a reverse biased junction that is formed with the layers N1 and P2. So this will reverse biased junction will not allowing the electrons to move through the move across the track, so that it will not allow the current initially. So the track is in the blocking state. So to make the track into conduction, so now we apply a gate voltage, that is, gate is made negative, a negative gate voltage is applied in the mode 2 of operation. So with the application of this negative gate voltage, so what happens, electrons present in the N4, because gate is connected to gate is made negative, and that is connected to N4 layer. So the electrons which are present in the N4 layer are injected into the P2 layer. So because of this injected electrons from the N4 layer into P2, the gate current now will flow from P2 to N4. This gate current now will, because of this current, the electrons will move towards the one enters into the P2, flooded with the electrons. P2 is filled with the electrons injected from the N4, and that will move towards the junction J2. In the junction at the junction J2, we have the electrons N1 electrons. That N1 layer is towards the positive terminal. So the electrons which come towards the junction will be attracted into the N1 layer. So from the N1 layer, and once the electrons reaches the N1 layer, more and more electrons are present in the N1 layer, and that will be attracted toward the positive terminal of the MT2. So a huge current will now start. Now the electrons will, more number of electrons will take part once the electrons reaches into the N1 region. So the injected electron, now see the injected electrons from the gate N4 layer into the P2, that will going to reduce the reverse bias effect at the junction J2, that is formed with the layers N1 and P2. So with these injected electrons, more the injected electrons, that gate is more negative, more and more injected electrons, so that biasing effect will be reduced with the increasing the reverse voltage. So more the biasing voltage applied to the gate terminal, more gate triggering pulse, so the bias more breakdown will occurs early. So that is more that is similar to this operation is similar to the SCR. So when we increase the gate current, that is nothing but gate voltage or gate current, so that more electron, the reverse bias effect will be reduced fastly. So the device enters into conduction with a small applied voltage between the terminals MT2 and MT1. So that is the operation. So the electrons here also, the electrons will move from, see the electrons are moving from N4 to P2, N1, P1, and the current will flow from P1, N1, P2, N4 in the mode P2. So sorry, P2 gate current will flow from, the triac current will flow from N3, because the electrons which enters into the P1 layer will recombine, and those electrons which are present enters into the N3 layer will reach the positive terminal. So the current will flow from anode, that is MT2 to N3, P1, N1, P2. So in the mode 2 of operation, current will flow from mode 2 of operation. We are now studying mode 2 of operation. In the mode 2 of operation, P1, N1, P2, N4, P1, N1, P2, N4, the current is flowing. Yes, the current is flowing, P1, N1, P2 and N4. And coming to the mode 3 of operation, the mode 3 of operation, so now MT2 is made negative with respect to MT1. So because of this change in the biasing voltage, now there is a change in the biasing condition of the three biasing conditions of the at the junctions J1, J2 and J3. Now see the biasing with this change. Now we will see the biasing of the junction J1, J2 and J3. Here the J1 and J3 now will become reverse biased, but J2 is reverse forward biased. Let us see how the biasing changed. Now let's see, the positive terminal is connected to the P1 layer, so and this P1 is towards positive terminal, and N1 is towards negative terminal. So J1 is forward biased, and let us say J3 is forward biased. Here MT1 is connected to negative supply, and this gate supply is positive terminal. And N1 is connected towards the positive supply, and P2 is connected towards it. So again J2 is reverse biased, J2 is reverse biased, J2 is again reverse biased, because it is J2. This is the junction J2, where the junction J2 is formed with the layers N1, P2, and again it is reverse biased, because N1 is towards the positive terminal and P2 is towards the negative terminal. So the junction formed between the layers N1 and P2 is reverse biased, that is a J2, and J1 is formed between the layers N2 and P2, so that is forward biased. So that is J1, J3 both are forward, and J2 is reverse. Same, the biasing condition is same as that of the mode 1 and mode 2. So let us see now what happens. Here in the mode 3 of operation, MT1 and gate both are negative connected with negative supply, but here the MT1, we see the one end of the MT1 is connected to negative supply, and the other end is connected to the positive supply of on the other hand it is also connected with the positive supply. So comparing this MT1 and gate is more negative with respect to MT1. So the N4 layer is kept at more negative comparing with the N2 layer. So electrons will inject now because of this the electrons are injected from N4 layer to the P2 layer. So therefore the gate current will flow from P2 to N4. So because of this flow of gate current, electrons will reach the junction J2, and once they reach the junction J2, that reverse bias gets reduced, and finally the electrons will move freely from N1 layer to P1, because it is connected positive terminal. So electron gets attracted, and from there the after recombination with the holes in the P1 layer, the remaining electrons will reach the anode. So the electrons will move from MT1 to MT2. So the current will flow from MT2 to MT1. That is current will flow from MT1 from N3 P1 N1 to P2 N1 P2. See, the current will flow, and the P2 N1 P2 N1 both one is connected to positive and the other is connected to negative. So the layer gets disappear. One layer will gets this will get N2 will gets disappear. The turn on is initiated by N2, which acts as a remote gate control, and the structure leads to turn on So track is P2 N1, P2 N1, P1, P2 N1, P1 N3, P1 N3. Yeah. So which layer is disappeared here? The layer N2, P2 N1, P1 N3. So there is no layer N2 layer. Okay, because it is connected simultaneously to the positive and negative supply. Now coming to the fourth mode of operation, that is the fourth mode of operation, mode 4 of operation. In mode 4 of operation, that is MT is made positive with MT2 is negative with respect to MT1, and gate is made positive with respect to MT1. So MT2 MT1 N2 layer is kept at more put a negative with respect to N4. So electrons are injected from MT to P2. So gate current will flow from P2 to N2. This will going to reduce the reverse bias at the junction J2 formed between the layers N1 and P2. So once the reverse bias is removed, the electrons freely move from the N1 to P1 layer. After recombination, electrons will reach to the N3 layer, and from there it reaches the electrons are moving from moving to the N1. So electrons are moving from N3 to since the junction which is formed between P1 and N1. P1 and N1 is a reverse biased junction, that will gets removed. So the electrons will move from N1 to N3. So electrons are moving from N3 to the mode 3 of in the mode 4 of operation. So the mode 2 and 3 are less. P2 N1 conduction will happen. Similarly, conduction will happen from P2 N1, P1, P2 N1, P1 N3. Electrons are moving from top to bottom, so top to bottom. Now the current will flow from bottom to top. Okay, there is the opposite operation. Coming to the VI characteristics of triac, similar to the characteristics are similar to the ACR, and that but ACR will we have only forward. We can operate in the forward direction, but triac can operate both in the forward and reverse, with the except that the characteristics are almost similar to the ACR. So with the increasing the gate current, when we are increasing the gate current, the breakover voltage is going to be reduced. That will happen in the first and third quadrant. The first and third quadrant. See, with increasing the gate current Ig, so breakover voltage is going to be reduced in the forward and reverse directions. Okay, so coming to the advantages, it can operate in both the so it can easily operate with AC voltages, positive and negative half cycle AC voltages. Disadvantages, so it cannot operate at high voltage levels. They have low dV by dt ratings. Coming to the important applications, it is a bidirectional AC. Track is used as a power controllers, fan controllers, heater controllers, triggering device for SCRs, and the track is it can be used as a switch in case control applications. Okay, so with this we conclude this lesson. Okay.